Then we have ranking every case from the first trilogy. So yes, so yeah, this will probably only take an hour. I'm only gonna stream for like an hour. So yeah, so we'll rank. Okay, you know what, I'll rank the cases first. So the things are actually very obscure, so yeah. And this is only S, A, B, C, and D. So we'll just use those. Okay, let's work backwards. Let's start with bridge. Let's start with bridge to the turnabout, and then we'll end with, what's this one? I don't remember what it's called. I'm trying to read it from the obscure text. What's this one called? I don't remember. I can't even see it. I can't see what it's like supposed to be written out. It looks like the blind turnabout, but I know that's not actually the case. So, oh no, it's the first turnabout. It says the first turnabout. That is such small writing though, so I can't actually see it. And like, you guys can't even see it on stream. So yeah, you guys can't even see it. So yeah, let's start with bridge to the turnabout. This bridge to the turnabout is probably one of my favorite cases, and I think bridge is an amazing case. I really enjoy bridge to the turnabout, so I'm putting that in S tier right away. Turnabout beginnings. This case, I have issues with this case. Now, it's a fine case. It's a decent case, except for the relationship between Terry Fowles and Dahlia. Is that? Yeah, this is the case. This is the case I'm thinking of. Yeah, Terry Fowles and Dahlia. That is a weird relationship, and I don't like it. But other than that, it's a fine case. I'm gonna put it in B tier. It's a B tier case for me. And then recipe for turnabout. This case, it's not my favorite, but it's not my favorite, but it's also not the worst case. Like, turnabout Big Top is like a case that turnabout Big Top is like probably one of my least favorite cases. So yeah, but for recipe, I would say that's a C. I'm gonna say with a C tier. You know, that's like C, in the middle of C and B. I'm gonna put it in B tier. I don't know, and recipe for turnabout for me is like low B, high C. Did one of my butterflies just, fuck's sake, I just saw it on onto the studio that it just fell down. I bought some white tack like literally the other day, but I left it at my mum's. So yeah, I'll need to get that. And put some more white tack on those butterflies. So yeah, recipe is like in the middle of B and C. So yeah. And then we've got this one, which is, I don't remember this one. Is that stolen? I think that's stolen. The stolen turnabout. Is that stolen turnabout? I think that's the stolen turnabout. Yeah, I think it's the stolen turnabout. Where do I put this one? Stolen. It's not a very memorable case for me. I know it's the one with Mask Demask. I know that. But the thing is, with this case, I don't know with this case. I don't remember if I liked it or not. I don't remember if I liked it or not, that's the thing. I'm gonna put that in the stolen. I think I'm gonna put it in C. It's not a bad case. It's just, from what I can remember, it's not really my favorite. Like, there were new characters in that case that I did enjoy. Like, I really enjoyed Desiree's character. And Atmi was, like, a decent character. Ron Delight was fine. He was okay. He was just meh, in my opinion. So yeah, Stolen Turnabout gets C. And then Turnabout Memories. That's the one where Phoenix is on trial for murder of Doug Swallows. What do I think of that one? Huh. I don't know with Turnabout Memories, to be honest. I didn't like Phoenix's, like, I didn't like how Phoenix was in that episode, in that case. I don't know. I'm gonna just start saying I don't know too about these. I did kind of enjoy it, I guess. I did enjoy playing as Mia. That is always a plus. That's what it's in. And that's a plus in Turnabout Memories and Turnabout Beginnings, that we got to play as Mia and kind of got to know Mia a little bit more. That was very enjoyable. So I think Turnabout Memories gets put. That's in front of. I'm gonna put that in the B, like in front of Beginnings. I have to rank Memories in front of Beginnings. It's just, I have to. Thank you, Island420, for the follow. Welcome on in. Welcome on in. Okay, now on to the Justice for All cases. Farewell My Turnabout. I don't remember this one. I don't remember Farewell. I'm gonna look up, wait, I can just see here. Farewell. Oh wait, that was the Matt and God case. Farewell My Turnabout. I really enjoyed Farewell My Turnabout. That was an enjoyable case for me. I can't believe I don't remember that. That's a pretty solid case. I don't know if I would put it on the same level as Bridge, but it was one of my favorite cases. So that's like a solid A tier. Okay, Turnabout Big Top. That's a D tier. That is a D tier. Like, I didn't like Turnabout Big Top. Like, I found Mo quite annoying. Like, Max and like what was his name? Ben and Trilo. They were weird with Regina. So I didn't like those guys. Like, in the anime, the relationship was more implied than like explicitly canon. Like their relationship was worse in the game than in the anime. Like, I was actually watching some more of the Ace Attorney like retrospective that is like this week's video, I say the week. And when I was watching the Big Top, the Turnabout Big Top like section, Nazim UVA, that's the person who released the video essay. When they were talking about Turnabout Big Top, they mentioned how it was just kind of better in the anime, and kind of listed off reasons why Turnabout Big Top is kind of better in the anime than in the game. And I completely agree. I completely agree. So it's better. I did find I found Mo more annoying. Can we get rid of that ad? No. Okay. Let me just maybe. But yeah, I found Mo to be quite annoying in that case. Didn't like Max or Ben or Trilo. And yeah, and I don't even remember the victim too well if I'm thinking about it. Like, I know he was the ringmaster, and I know that Max was trying to was discussing with him like, oh, we need to like increase the pay for everyone, but I don't like, but like that's like it from what I can remember of the ringmaster really. So yeah, and then reunion and turnabout. That was a pretty good case from what I can remember. That was, if I'm not mistaken, that was the one where Dr. Gray was killed. Was it Dr. Gray? Yeah, it was Dr. Gray. Dr. Gray is probably one of the only victims I can actually like remember the name of. Like other than like Mia maybe, and then there was Hammond, and then who else was a victim? Mia, Hammond. There was Larry's girlfriend, who I cannot remember the name of. Mia, Hammond, Dr. Gray. And then there was the ringmaster, who I cannot remember the name of. Something Barry. Something Barry. And then there was Misty Faye, aka Elise Dono, in Bridge. That's like it, I think. I mean, 5 out of the 14 cases isn't bad. It's just like, I find it hard to remember the victims in Ace Attorney cases. So, yeah, the ringmaster, not great. But reunion turnabout. Dr. Gray, actually, I found to be, Dr. Gray was probably one of my more favorite, like, of the not the culprits, the victims. Like, other than Mia, like, I quite liked Dr. Gray. I liked Dr. Gray as like a character, kind of like as with like as much screen time as we got with him, which wasn't much. Like he literally died in the first part of the investigation. But yeah. Reunion and Turnabout was an enjoyable case. Yeah, I'm putting it up in A tier with Farewell My Turnabout. And then the Lost Turnabout. The Lost Turnabout for me is a C tier. Didn't too like the amnesia stuff, and like this, I don't know, like it felt that this tutorial case felt too tutorial-y, if that makes any sense. Like this was a tutorial for the second game, so I remember playing it and I was just like, this feels like too much of a tutorial. This feels too much of a tutorial, and I felt like it should have been like less of a tutorial, or like feel like kind of the same as the first tutorial, which is the first turnabout. Like, but it just didn't. Like, I found the first turnabout and Turnabout Memories to be better tutorials than the Lost Turnabout. It just felt like, I don't know. It just felt like they were like trying, because in the Lost Turnabout, Phoenix had lost his memory, right, because of the culprit, the murderer, who I cannot remember the name of. But yeah, I remember, I felt like the game was just like trying to act like weird lost our memory of the first game as well, which obviously wasn't the case. Now this may be because this was originally, you know, Game Boy Nintendo games, and you know, Justice for All, the first Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney, and Trials and Tribulations were originally 3 separate games instead of listed as one game on Steam, like one massive game on Steam. So maybe it was just to like catch, you know, players up for in between releases of the games. But also, so I wonder if any of you guys have ever played like the Game Boy version or the DS versions of the Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney. What's your like opinions on the Lost Turnabout? Because I feel like it's kind of like, oh, Nick has lost his memory. Here's some help. Here's help with the controls, because you probably have forgotten to. Here's some help with blah, 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 blah. You know, it felt too much like a fresh start when that wasn't the case. Now there probably are people who like started on Justice for All. Like I played Alice Mundo's Returns without even playing the first Alice and the first American Mickey Alice, so I kind of know why someone would do that. But also like I feel like you need like a proper like balance between being kind of like a tutorial for new players and then refreshing the controls for the players who have already played the first game. So yeah, and here we are onto the first game. So yeah, so first, Rise from the Ashes. I liked this. I really liked Rise from the Ashes. And while I was watching the retrospective and when they were talking about, when Nezumi was talking about Rise from the Ashes, she was saying how like this Rise from the Ashes was written and produced and like made and released like after Trials and Tribulations, and it was like then added into the first game. So like it's played, and so Phoenix was acting more like, it was kind of Phoenix's characterization in Rise was much more fitting for a Trials case than like a first game case, which I kind of agree with. I agree with a lot of the things that Nezumi says. But yeah, I don't think for me it like stood out as like too big of an issue for it to be like a huge negative for me. So for this case, this is for Rise from the Ashes, this is probably gonna be at the lower end of A, like higher end of B. Okay, Turnabout Goodbyes. I remember this case being kind of just silly because we had to cross-examine a parrot, and I literally titled one of my streams like a cross-examining a parrot. So yeah, yeah, good. Turnabout Goodbyes. That was a pretty decent case. That's a pretty good case. I would say Turnabout Goodbyes gets like the higher end of B, like lower end of A. Like I do prefer Rise from the Ashes over Turnabout Goodbyes. But also like, and I think with Turnabout Goodbyes, I think it was very much written to be like the last case of the first game. And I do now thinking about it now, I do agree that Rise from the Ashes would have suited better as either it's either like a standalone case where maybe it was like pointed to its own game, or maybe like another like few, maybe 2 or 3 cases, and maybe made into like an Ace Attorney 3.5. But also, I don't think we're gonna really fault Turn About Goodbyes for, I don't know. Turn About Goodbyes basically felt like more of a conclusive case than Rise from the Ashes. But I think I liked the kind of story of Rise from the Ashes better than Turn About Goodbyes. Turn About Goodbyes, I think that I do prefer a lot more story elements with Rise. And I think with Manfred von Karma's character as well, it was kind of clear that he was like maybe supposed to be the killer from like maybe the start, thinking about it. But also like I get this is supposed to be like the last case, and it was like, oh, you go straight from one Von Karma to another in Justice for All, and that it wasn't originally meant to be, you go from Manfred Von Karma to Edgeworth to going against Franziska Von Karma in Justice for All. So yeah. Turnabout Samurai, I decently like this case. I think with a lot of the first game's cases, I do kind of want to put them all in like B tier, because like a lot of the later cases, especially with Trials and Tribulations, they seem more kind of polished, and like I think with Trials and Tribulations, obviously I've just finished it, so I remember them a lot more than with like the first cases. But with Turnabout Samurai, I remember really enjoying this. I don't think I ever had really any negatives with this case, but it wasn't like massive like positives either. It was just like, it was a decent case. I think with this case, I didn't like Salmonella. That was a character that I did not like, but that was it. So I think Turnabout Samurai gets I think it's on the same level, for me at least, it's a C tier, and it's on like the same level as the Stolen Turnabout. Like, they're good cases, it's just nothing really stands out to me. And Turnabout Sisters, I think I enjoyed Turnabout Sisters. Red White, not gonna lie, April May and Red White, like, don't really appeal to me as much as like Ace Attorney Culprits, as much as like how am I gonna think of, as much as like Dahlia or Iris's, but that's to be expected with such like well-written characters as Dahlia and Iris. I think I only remember Red White because of like the joke that goes around, where basically it's like where a lot of people kind of joke that like Godot can't see Red White because if you guys don't know, Godot can't actually see red on like white. So for example, in Recipe for Turnabout, he couldn't see the ketchup stain on Maggie's white apron, for example, and he couldn't see the blood that was like that wrote Maya's name on like the white like stone lantern lamp thing. So yeah, I think with Turnabout Sisters, it was a decent starting off point. I think this gets like low B for me maybe. It's on like it's like same level as like these three, so I'm gonna put it as C tier. C tier. And these two cases, Turn About Samurai and Turn About Sisters, are probably, you don't know, these two you know, these three get B tier. These, you don't know, Still Turn About get C tier, and Turn About Sisters, Turn About Samurai get like low B tier for me. And then the first Turn About, this is where Larry was our defendant, and he supposedly killed his girlfriend, and it was with the Thinker statue. I quite liked at the end where I kind of like the sweet moment at the end. From what I can remember, it was the moment between like Phoenix, Mia, and Larry, where it's like, oh, your girlfriend actually did care about you, or did actually care about you because she carried the Thinker statue clock around her to Paris, or wherever it was she went. I think it was Paris. Yeah, it was Paris. And which shows she really cared about you, and she even changed the clock back, and blah 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 blah. I quite liked that. I think this case is a decent starting off point. So I think this case, I'm gonna put it in between Turn About Memories and Turn About Beginnings. So let me put it in between these cases. I'm gonna put it in between Turn About Memories and Turn About Beginnings. So let me just download this. I have to log in just to download it. Can I just download it now? Oh wait, I can just download it. Okay, there we go. Okay. So that is my final ranking. Bridge in S tier, Farewell in A, Farewell, Reunion, and Rise in A. Goodbyes, Beginning, Goodbyes, Memories, First. No wait. Goodbyes, Memories, First, Beginnings, Recipe, Sisters and Samurai in B tier, Stolen and Lost in C, and Big Top in D tier.